the fam, that's what they call me. I promise that you never.
What's going on, guys? Crypto Chris back with another cryptocurrency breakdown video, and in this video I'm going to talk about Bitcoin and the possibility of it going back down to 6,000. I'm also going to discuss the possibility of reaching all-time highs by the end of the year. I'm also going to be covering the most recent news that came out with Starbucks will let you spend Bitcoin on coffee using the Bax app by 2020. And also, you know what's coming in 2020? We have the Bitcoin halving coming on the 11th of May. I'm also going to be discussing the impact the Bitcoin halving would have on price. Also, I'm going to do a technical analysis breakdown on Link, Neo, and the highly requested Litecoin. But before I jump in this video, don't forget to follow me on my free Telegram. I give all my up-to-date trades and analysis and give real-time analysis and trades through my Telegram. The link is in the description, and as you can see, I also give you guys the power and you guys choose the topic for the video. And as you can see, 32% of you guys voted for the topic of Bitcoin back to 6,000, and in second place with 21% we had the Litecoin, Link and Neo technical analysis. As it was highly requested, I'm going to also be covering that topic as well. So go and give me a follow on my free Telegram. The link is in the description. So first of all, I'm going to jump into the Bitcoin weekly chart. I just want to show you and give you a brief overview of what's happened so far this year. I mean, it was roughly about this time last year where Bitcoin time and time again was holding this $6,000 region of support. But in the meantime, we was in a bearish structure where price was forming lower high after lower high after lower high after lower high, and we were forming lower lows in the process. So that is indicative of a bear market, and obviously the opposite of a bear market is a bull market. And if you go previously, what happened before, we had higher highs each time and we had higher lows. So that's indicative of a bull market. So that's something to look out for when you're trading. So if we are in a bear market, you want to be buying the relief, selling the relief rallies and selling at the very bottom. And in a bull market, you want to be buying the retracements and selling the highs. Very simple. So I just want to show you. So we had this drop in price in November, and then price consolidated on the yearly highs. We bottomed out at roughly 3,200, and as soon as we broke out of this box here, I mean, this was the bottom of the bear market, and as soon as we cleared this box, we had this absolutely parabolic rise in price. We topped out in June 2019 at 13,800, and since then again we have been forming these lower highs and forming lower lows. Also, something I've noticed more recently, we had this price bounce off last week where we had a 40% increase in price. I just want to show you why this happened. So I drew this fib retracement from the low in December to the most significant high in July, and as you can see, we had this pinpoint accuracy of price. As soon as we touch that 618, I mean, the 618 is the golden retracement where every trader is looking for, and that's why we had this surge in price of over 40%. And if I zoom in a little bit more, you would notice that the 382 fib retracement has been the new resistance in price. So what I'm looking for here, we're going to need a close. If we do get this close above the 382 fib retracement, I believe that will be very, very bullish for price, because not only will we be creating a new high and we'll break out of this structure of creating higher lows, we'll be making our first higher high. Also, it will clear this area of support, which has now turned into resistance. And if we do clear this 382, I mean, we can easily retest the 13,800 and even challenge for the 16,000. I mean, if we do clear this 30,000, the next clear target is 16,745. And then you guys already know, if we do clear this, there'll be a lot of hysteria, there'll be a lot of FOMO going on, and then we can easily challenge this all-time high of 20,000. But we shouldn't get carried away, guys, because if I zoom in to the 4 hour, just want to show you currently what's going on in price. So we have this area of support here. One thing I've noticed as well is that we broke out of this downsloping resistance. We've had a break, we've retested, and price is currently going high. I also want to show you an indicator that could be showing that we could have some potential upside. But if we was going to see these lows of the 6,000, we will need to break below again under this area of support. And then if we did break this region of 7,500, and then obviously it's a long way down where we can have the 5,000. And I believe, in my opinion, like I said, this is only my opinion, if we do get that 6,000, I believe we have a lot of buy orders set in this region of between $6,000 and $5,500, as it was a area of massive price action and a big area of interest. I mean, as you can see here, we have the Bitcoin halving approaching quickly. We only have roughly about 7 months until we get the Bitcoin halving, and historically, every time we've had a Bitcoin halving, we've had a bull run that preceded it, and then we reached all-time highs soon after the Bitcoin halving took place. I mean, it takes out of the supply. It just shows you how this coin is limited in supply. I mean, we only have 21 million BTC that can ever be produced. I mean, if we carry on the way we're going, so we have the supply will be limited and the appetite for buying Bitcoin will remain the same, and that would obviously increase the price of the asset. Also, we have this bullish news that came out recently. So BAT want to release an app that will make buying your everyday coffee a lot more easier, even though it does say in this article that you wouldn't actually, that Starbucks wouldn't be accepting the digital asset, but it will be an app that will convert your BTC to US dollar seamlessly, so be able to utilize your Bitcoin. I mean, this is what would happen, I mean, if we did get real use case, and cryptocurrency is slightly starting to get adopted. I mean, just want to show you, when we had this previous bull run back in 2017, there wasn't nearly as much institutions involved in crypto. We didn't have all this use case, not just for BTC but for other altcoins. I mean, crypto is getting adopted more and more, and the changes since this last bull run have been significant, and that's why many believe the next bull run will be absolutely huge, and this 20,000 will absolutely get eclipsed. And if you look on the stock to flow ratio, is predicting BTC by 2021 to be worth $100,000 per Bitcoin. So let me know what you guys think. Are we going to be seeing yearly highs, or do you think 6,000 is going to be met first? Also, I just want to quickly give a quick intraday analysis, just something that I've noticed recently. So this, I'm going to use the Bollinger Bands indicator. I mean, this is not something that I currently use, but it was interesting to see what happened. I mean, if I zoom in, so what you're looking for in the Bollinger Band is when you see the bands constrict, it usually means we're going to have some significant move in price. For example, price got constricted in this area, and as you can see, price jumped, and then as soon as we dropped under this moving average that runs along the middle of the band, price absolutely melted. And as you can see, we're in the process of the bands constricting here, and currently price is above the moving average, and that shows me potentially we could have a retest of this high here of 9,800. if we do break this, I mean, this will be incredibly bullish for price. And I believe if we do have a candle closure above this most recent wick here of 10,600, I believe it will be very, very bullish for price. And then I will be more leaning towards the 16,000 getting retested by the end of the year. But it all depends if we do take out this high wick here and if we do see this surge in price. However, if we do break below the 8,700 to 8,800, then I'll be more inclining to see further downside and actually retasting that $6,000, where I believe even that, if that did happen, there'll be a lot of buying pressure in that region, a lot of buy orders set in that price. So next up, I want to jump into Litecoin. I mean, it's a coin that I hold. I do hold some Litecoin. What do you guys do? Do you hold Litecoin, or do you think this is another shitcoin? So I just want to show you. So I've drawn this fib retracement here. So I've drawn it from candle body to candle body. I just want to show you where the 0.27 aligns to. But for this to happen, I'm going to need, for price, we'll need to clear this whole region here. Because if I zoom in, you can see we've had all these candle closures here just under where the line of resistance here. I mean, this fib retracement is acting as resistance. I mean, that's the one way to look at it. So the 0 fib retracement is your resistance, and the 1 is your support. So like I said, we're going to need to break above. I mean, we've had on the daily, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4 candle body closures below this region, and now price is consolidating. For us to see any higher, we're going to need a candle closure above to retest this previous support term resistance. And then further up, we have the -618. And also, just want to show you this area of interest. So if I go over to the weekly chart, I just want to show you. So this whole region here is where we found support, and then as soon as we had a candle closure, we melted in price, had bear market, and look, we got rejected. And as soon as we broke above, I mean, you guys remember, we had a massive increase in price. And once again, price has found support on previous support, which was support back in 2018 before we had this drop in price. So these are the areas I'm looking for. We need a weekly candle closure above these two body candles here to see any further upside. Also, Neo, in my opinion, Neo is looking pretty bullish. I mean, we had an absolutely rip in price. So if we bought from the bottom here to the high, we had an over 100% increase in price. And then since then, price is consolidating. But also what I've noticed, we've got this nice rounding bottom here. And then we've continued to make these new these higher lows. And I'm looking for a retest of this zone here. If we do take it out, I mean, I have my upside targets at $13.40, which aligns perfectly where we wicked to previously on October. If we do clear this here, then I have this $15 in my process. So I just want to show you this $15. It aligns perfectly where we found this previous resistance before we carried on making these lower highs, and then we proceeded with the bear market. So that's what I'm kind of looking at. I'm pretty bullish on Neo at the moment. Also, we had the news the last week about China adopting blockchain, and we also know that Neo is the Chinese Ethereum. So there has been a lot of hype that potentially the Chinese government will be using a project like Neo or Ontology for the blockchain. Also, it looks like we have an inverse head and shoulder. So we have the left shoulder, the head, and right shoulder. If we do break out of this down sloping of resistance here, I believe that's what will be required to actually see this retest in here. So if we do have a break of this down sloping resistance here, I believe we'll retest here, and then we'll surge to this higher fib retracements. And lastly but not least, we have Link. I mean, Link is one of these coins that can absolutely go parabolic and crazy in price. Then you could see a sharp pullback. So at the moment, I'm looking at potential downside. Just the fact that we've had this double top here. I mean, we had found some resistance here. We had 1, 2, 4 wicks get rejected quite aggressively. I mean, they had a lot of sell orders, and then we retested and then got rejected again. So I have this potential trade set up. I mean, I've kept this pretty tight. I mean, I've only got risking 4.76%. I mean, the most recent high here, and then we could be lynching a potential target of this area of support of roughly about $2.17. Just want to show you why, because this was an area that we found resistance, and then as soon as we broke out of, we had an absolute rise in price. So this is my current trade setup. However, if we do break out of this red zone, I'll be more than comfortable to exit this trade, because as you guys know, when Link decides to run, it runs pretty hard. But at the moment, I'm looking for further downside, just the fact that we've had this double top rejection. So what do you guys think? Leave it in the comment section. Do you think we are going to see 6,000 by the end of the year, or do you think we're going to see all-time yearly highs by the end of the year? And what impact do you think the Bitcoin halving will have in price, and also the other altcoins? Will we see another altcoin season, or is Bitcoin going to remain king? So once again, don't forget to follow me on my free Telegram, guys. I will give all my up-to-date and my live trades on my Telegram. I'll give also the latest news, and I'll let you guys vote for the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think and what you'd like to see in the next video. Thanks again for watching. Crypto Chris over and out.